Close your eyes. Picture a creche, the one where your children go, your grandchildren, nephews or nieces. Can you see the children? Can you see them playing with friends? Can you see them running around? Can you hear them laughing? Open your eyes, literally. This is what a creche looks like for many children of Cape Town. It is merely a place of safety, somewhere to be so they are not left alone at home whilst their parents go to work. The day often starts as early as 6. Their basic needs are met, they are fed breakfast and lunch, and they have a little nap in the afternoon. To me, the most shocking thing was the absence of basics such as chairs, tables, even when the school claimed to have a classroom. What about toys, books, puzzle? What do these children do all day? The answer is singing and dancing, things you can do with your voice and your little body. This was my introduction to the townships. I could see past the rubbish. I could see past the structures made of zinc, chipboard and wood. I saw the heart of the caregivers. This was not out of choice. How do they purchase educational material when the school fees are 5 rand a day per child and you still have to feed them? Sometimes there would be a literacy corner, or at least the sign said so. Can you call 5 or 10 books a literacy corner? At this school, when I asked them to show me all their books, they were scrambling around thinking this was a test, and if I did not find more books, they would fail. Little did they know, I already knew I needed to bring them books. My husband came up with the little library concept. He had the vision to not just give those creches books, but to provide them with the whole shebang, a little wooden unit to hold 120 to 140 books, and a carpet to make story time special. Some people are strategists like him and others are doers like me. When we purchase books, we take great care in selecting them. We choose one set of hard books so the children can learn to turn pages gently. This is after being told that some children arrive at primary and do not know how to handle their school books because they have never handled books at preschool. The second set is an array of brightly illustrated stories for the caregivers to read. We choose animal, fantasy characters and one-liners to make the story easy to read and translate. I pay great attention to not choose books that reflect a lifestyle that the children might not be accustomed to. Some people have told me that I should not propagate books containing Eurocentric images. If I get given books, I redistribute them because some books is better than no books. This little boy loved the story of Ballerina Belle, which is a book which could be construed as inadequate by some. There's only one story that I cannot bring myself to give out, the story of the 3 little pigs. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down, where the moral of the story is, if you do a job, do it good and build your house of bricks. What would we be saying about where many of these children live? For the rest, look at the joy. I realize that although you can bring happiness to these children for a fleeting moment, you cannot change the reality of their lives. At this school, I read Postman Pat to a little girl. Postman Pat found a cat. What will he do with the cat? In Mitchell's Plain, a 5-year-old girl will reply, he gonna make him dead. While sharing all this excitement and joy, I've learned one very important fact. The neighbor's book is always more exciting than your own. In the first year, we gave books to 40 schools. That's 5,000 books to 1,500 children. The art corners were as sad as the book corners. The result? Some children arrive at primary school and do not know how to hold a pen because they did not learn that basic skill in preschool. Why? Because there are no pens or no paper. How can this be happening? When I asked some teacher whether they did painting with the children, I was told that the parents are meant to bring paper, but many cannot afford to do so. And when one does, the paper gets shared out among all the children, and they end up with 2 sheets of paper per child for the month. When you ask, you have to be prepared for the answer. So the clever cupboard was born. The creches with whom we have an ongoing relationship receive a little unit filled with educational material, crayons, paint, paper, Play-Doh and educational games so that the children could develop their fine motor skill. Sometime when we arrive with books, the children look at us dubiously, They might not understand the magic of books yet, but when we arrive with paints and games, the excitement is tangible. They might not know how to hold a paintbrush, but they know that painting is going to be fun. We give educational games that assist with developing fine motor skill. Even though we often do not speak the same language, we manage to communicate through colors and basic counting, and suddenly what is happening in the school is what was meant to happen all along. I do this in my free time, and it brings me so much joy. You know how you feel when you go overseas. Everything is amazing, people speak foreign, you drink macchiato, you go to the markets, and your senses are bombarded with novelty. I get that every week in Kailicha, 40 kilometers from where I live, and I do not see the broken, I see the beautiful. I have been to many places where people who live in Cape Town will not get to go. I am amazed at the conditions in which so many people live. I have learned so much in the past few months. Foremost, this project has taught me to be grateful for what I have. I have met the most caring mamas ever and made the most unlikely friends. But most importantly, I get to live out my favorite quote from Mother Teresa. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love.